Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. I'm here to review the latest episode of Titans Season 4 called Jinx. And as it begins, we see a security guard moving a barrel with his coworker, and that he's suddenly attacked by a spider made of blood when some blood drips from the barrel. And when his partner touches the same blood, she falls dead. And we see that the lady who had been working with Luther is in league with Mother Mayhem as she shows up on the scene of this murder. Rachel realizes that her soul self is gone, and Dick informs Tim that his Robin training starts now. We interrupt this episode breakdown and review for the following message. Hey, you, right there. I see you reaching to click out of this video. You're only like 2 minutes in, if that. Stop it. Watch the rest of the video. And if you can't watch the rest of the video, just watch a little bit more, will you? Maybe get to the halfway point. I'm getting views on my channel, but everybody's bailing in the first minute of the video. I mean, I know I'm not much to look at, but I'm not that ugly. So stop it. Keep watching the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel, for crying out loud. Okay, now back to the video. We now return you to the video in progress. Connor apologizes to Dick, saying that he wasn't fast enough when Mother Mayhem attacked, and that he could be better next time. And Dick tells him not to worry because they're a team and they'll take her together. Sebastian, aka Brother Blood, gets a call that supposedly is from the game company that turned him down last week. But it's actually Mother Mayhem, and she pretends that she's the company and that they're interested in his game to set up a meeting with him. Dick and Corey go to visit Jinx, an Indian elemental sorceress whose powers include the ability to command elements such as air, the manipulation of magical energy that she can manifest as offensive force bolts, and green flame, as well as the ability to dissolve matter and the creation of ground tremors. In prison, because she may be able to help them with the magic user. In prison, because she may be able to help them with Mother Mayhem, who is obviously a magic user. And through carelessness on behalf of the prison, she's able to get one of her shoes off and touch the ground with her bare foot, which apparently enables her to turn into a tornado and take off. Rachel, who, by the way, is even hotter with platinum blonde hair, finds herself feeling happy that her soul self is gone because it allows her to live without hearing or feeling everybody else's pain and troubles all the time, because it took her empathic abilities away. But in the middle of a conversation she's having with Beast Boy, he suddenly gets up and leaves the RV and goes into the woods as if there's a disturbance in the force. When Rachel catches up to him, he explains that weird things have been happening to him ever since he got to Metropolis, and that he's been seeing visions of a weird place and hearing voices calling him Skinwalker and asking him to join them. Of course, in Native American heritage, a Skinwalker is a shapeshifter, which he is. He thinks that they've also been trying to tell him something about Mother Mayhem, and that if he could talk to them again, they might be able to help the team take her down. During a VR sparring session at Star Labs that Connor is helping Tim with, Connor remarks that it's funny that Tim seems afraid of a little pain, and he says he isn't, at which point Connor tells him that his heart rate is very, very elevated, so he's dubious as to that assertion. But of course, Tim is standing next to Bernard at the time. Dick and Corey catch up to Jinx as she tries to steal an artifact that once belonged to a dark elf, and apparently the artifact is a tiny heart that magically turns Corey to stone when she looks at it, meaning that now Dick has to go with Jinx to meet this dark elf to return the box to her, because apparently it was stolen from her originally, and Jinx wanted to steal it to bring it back to her for the finder's fee, so that hopefully she'll release Corey from the spell in gratitude. When Sebastian goes to meet the guy that he thinks called him, and of course he has no idea about the meeting, the guy is overcome by voices and stabs himself in the eyes with a pair of scissors. Back in the woods, Beast Boy starts having crazy visions again, which Rachel can't see until he takes her hand, and then they can both see that the sky has turned like a reddish pink. While Tim continues to train with the staff, Connor thinks he's discovered a pattern among the victims of the blood thing. Apparently, Dick and Jinx were bedfellows at one point, but we also learn that she doesn't have any immediate idea who Mother Mayhem is from Dick's description. Meanwhile, Corey, who's still trapped in stone, seems to experience a different reality in her mind, and while she's there, she encounters someone called Zadira. Apparently, this Zadira person is someone known to Corey that used to tell her in the past, when the red moon fills the sky, her true fight would begin. Turns out that all the victims of the blood thing had, as does Sebastian, a genetic mutation that links back to an Assyrian tribe, the Kurzus, and that there's a symbol associated with them that shows up in Sebastian's game. Dick is introduced to the dark elf at a hidden club that Jinx gets him into, and when he asks her for help, she declines by telling her people to take him outside and kill him, at which point he kicks a bunch of people's asses, prompting her to attempt to kill him herself, first in hand-to-hand combat, which doesn't go too well, but then by using magic and creating a bunch of knives to throw at him, which also doesn't go well. Somehow he just defeats her, but he can't defeat Mother Mayhem. Okay. It turns out that Jinx could have undone the spell the whole time, but she tricked Dick into taking her to the club so that he could act as a distraction while she tried to get something else that's there at the club because she has a death mark and she needs this thing. I don't understand that. But Dick makes a deal with her to free Corey and help the Titans in exchange for a whole bunch of money. Of course, Sebastian is arrested for killing that guy at the gaming company because, once again, there are no security cameras at a company anywhere, and nobody could check them and see what actually happened. Mother Mayhem visits him in lockup and offers to help him if he will let her, and then instructs him to say Azeroth Metreon Zinthos, at which point Connor bursts through the wall at super speed, which is a really cool scene because, of course, we see it in slow motion, and leaves with Sebastian. While Mother Mayhem, for some reason, just stands there watching. She's this powerful, magical being, and she just stands there, doesn't try to stop them, nothing. They're getting away in a car, and she doesn't do anything. So maybe that's part of her plan, too. Who knows? Beast Boy and Rachel make it to a spot in the woods, or wherever the hell they actually are, where the tree with partial skeletons hanging from them that he saw in his previous vision is located. Again, he hears voices, and this time they say, when the blood moon is full, they will follow you. And that's where the episode ends. So there's a lot going on with blood and blood moons and red skies, and it's all very mystical and at the same time convoluted. So I'm not sure I'm loving where the season is going. I don't think it's turned to crap yet, but if they're not careful, it could. I think there are too many plots. We had the guy in the mask that was hanging people from the rafters. We have Brother Blood, aka Sebastian. We have Mother Mayhem. And why? Why do they have all this? Why couldn't it have been one of those plots? Why did they kill Luther, which could have been much more interesting? We'll see if he ends up coming back, but even there, it would be just another plot, and I don't. It's so far, it's okay, but I'm concerned that the season's going to turn bad. It hasn't yet, but I'm concerned that it's going to turn bad. But there are already some plot holes. Like I was saying, Mother Mayhem has all this magic, yet she doesn't chase the Porsche when Dick and Connor and what's-his-name escape in the Porsche, or do anything else to try to stop Dick and Connor from taking off with Sebastian. And why did she have to resort to setting him up to be arrested in order to get to him? Was it so that she would have something on him? I'll help you get out of this? But he already was in a desperate situation trying to get his game made. So she already could have had him over a barrel without this nonsense of having him kill somebody. What was that for? I mean, maybe that will turn out to be, it'll turn out that there's a reason for that, but I'm not seeing it so far. So I don't know. And this business there are no cameras anywhere. So people can very easily get accused of crimes they didn't commit. So I don't know. There are some cracks, but it's not bad yet. So I'm holding out hope that they're going to go somewhere with it. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back with a review of the next episode once it's released. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.